And we're back again. Welcome back to the Ricky2ra podcast, episode 12. This is quite a story-based episode, but before I get into it, how are we all doing, guys? Everyone on YouTube, are we all good? Everybody listening on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Anchor, etc. How are we all doing? I think here in the UK, we're more or less easing the lockdown July 4th, this Saturday. I think more or less things are going to be opened like normal. Some businesses obviously didn't survive this, but we're getting back to some sort of normality. I know that Leicester have got it pretty bad at the moment, so I hope they can overcome their lockdown that has happened quite recently. So I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all keeping safe as well. And I'm pretty excited for this. I don't sound excited. I am actually though. I'm pretty excited about this. This is a story dating back to 2018, so we're talking about a good 2 years ago now. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to jump right into it now. So as the title of this video goes, it is meeting Arjun. If I'm just going to give some context to them people who don't know who Arjun is. Arjun is a singer, like a Asian singer, Indian singer, but he makes he's in like the Asian scene at the moment. He makes songs with quite a lot of artists. If you don't know like some of his songs, like it's a pretty like popular song called Suit Suit. That's all I gotta say. If you don't know who he is, check it out, because I'm here to tell the story. But check him out as well. If you just type in Arjun on YouTube or Instagram, you'll find him straight away. So this is from 2018. I was performing at the Bradford Curry Awards. Now, I have talked briefly about this in another podcast episode, but not this particular story. Because meeting Arjun wasn't meant to happen. I had no idea that he was going to be at this event that I was booked for. And first of all, shout outs to Fatima Patel. This would not have happened without her coming to me, wanting to book me for the first annual Bradford Curry Awards. So shout outs to Fatima, because that would not have happened otherwise. So yeah, I was there performing for guests. I was there booked to do close-up magic at the foyer. I think this was at the Cedar Court Hotel back then. So I was there doing close-up magic in the foyer. Fatima's a lovely person. She said you can have a table, you can sit and eat as well, which I didn't say no to, because I love doing award shows like I've done in the past. And this was such like a formal event, and I loved it. I just love the vibe of formal events and like award shows and like people like getting awards and stuff. I love all that scene for some reason, and I love performing there as well. So yeah, I was performing in the foyer, doing my normal close-up magic routines. Went outside to eat for the first half of it. Performed whilst I was waiting in line to eat as well, and I think there was a photo of me in like the Telegraph and Argos. I got sent it of actually I was doing magic in the queue whilst I was waiting for food as well. So yeah, that got onto the TNA as well. I don't actually have a photo of that, but it did get sent to me a while ago. But yeah, it was an amazing night. So yeah, we get into the hall after like the first part of everybody hanging about in the foyer, networking and stuff like that. And I look at my where I'm going to be seated, where my name is on like the big list that's just outside the door, and I was on like a table like pretty close to the stage, probably about 1 or 2 tables just away from the stage. And I sit down. Not many people had come yet, but on that table I'd actually made quite a lot of connections. Two of them being Marcus. Shout outs to Marcus. Really like humble guy. Got me a lot of gigs, especially in the Manchester area as well. So Marcus, if you're watching or listening or somehow stumble upon me, again, shout outs to you. And I met Faisal, who I've talked about in, was it the last episode or the episode before? He got me in his like 100 Places music videos, and we went on from there as well. So shout outs again to Faisal. But yeah, I was sat there. I did some magic in the hall beforehand because not many people had like arrived to their seats. Yeah, everybody was just hanging about in the hall. So I was doing magic here and there. Went back, did some magic on my table. And now picture this, like I was sat down and there was like 2 seats empty to my left. So Marcus was sat on my right. I think Faisal was somewhere towards the other end of the table. And on my left, nobody was sat next to me. Yeah, I was thinking, okay, was I meant to bring like a +1 or something? Or like, but that wouldn't have made sense because there would have been 1 seat left. So yeah, anyway, I didn't really take notice of it. I just thought of that on the night. Yeah, so I'm just, the food's getting ready, the starters are coming, chilling, eating, networking, talking as you do, showing some magic. And yeah, the main's starting to get served. And I'm just there, just minding my own business. I think I was on my phone. And just from the corner of my eye, I just see like somebody walking and sit down. And yeah, I didn't really take notice at first because I was on my phone doing something, and then I just look up, and then I just look to my left, and he's just sat there. Arjun, he's literally just sat right next to me, and obviously I've listened to his music in the past, so I know who he is. I'm pretty sure like everybody else. I'm 100% sure everybody else in the hall knew who he was as well, because he was there giving out an award, so that's why he was there. But yeah, he was literally like a centimetre away. So I'm just there like, and then I look at Marcus. Marcus like, oh yeah, this is Arjun. Do you know Arjun? So Marcus was kind of like the guy that kind of like got us kind of connected that night. So I looked, and he was like, and this is how you know, like, I've got to give credit where credit's due and respect where respect's due. Quite a lot of big people that kind of like expect you to know who they are, obviously, because they're such big people. But Arjun actually introduced himself to me first. He went, hi, I'm Arjun. And in my mind I was like, bruv, I know who you are. My name's Ricky. So yeah, shook hands with him. And I was dying to show him some magic, but like the mains had come, and I didn't want to be rude, obviously, because he was getting ready to eat. So I kind of was like patient, but I was like thinking in my head, oh, what shall I show him? Like, what magic shall I show him? We're all just talking, like had a good few conversations with each other, with the whole table. And yeah, we finished eating, and I think Marcus was talking to him. And then I was like, oh, do you want to see some magic? And he was like, yeah, sure. And I showed him like quite a few magic effects. I got a photo with him. I don't think I recorded that. And that was like one of the things that I want to improve on in my future gigs. I want to record some stuff. Like, I need to get permission from like the event holder to record there. Because Arjun's reaction to the magic was actually pretty cool. Like, some people react, that's the beautiful thing about magic. People react in different ways, and I love it, because it kind of shows like what character they are, what type of person they are. You get people that like cry, you get people that are like stunned, you get people who are confused, you get people that hate it, you get people that just overreact, like, because that's just their personality, and they just like leave. Arjun was like pretty cool, had a pretty cool reaction. But it was like in his mind, he was like, how did that happen? Like, you knew his mind were blown. And yeah, I did like a couple more on him, and he loved it. And yeah, that second seat was for his manager, if I didn't mention that already. That's why there was 2 seats there for him and his manager. So yeah, but bearing in mind, like, Arjun's a pretty popular person, so he had like a few girls like just waiting to take a photo with him. And he's such a nice guy. He took a photo with everyone that night as well, including myself. I asked him politely, and he's such a polite person in real life, if you didn't know that. I asked him for a photo. I just said, what did I say to him? I think I said to him, I know you get this a lot, but is it okay if I can take a photo? And he looked at me and he went, that's a pretty polite way of saying that. I really appreciate that. Yeah, we'll take a photo. Because I know he just probably gets bombarded all the time for photos. So he is quite a respectful person. I know that shows anyway through his personality, but I thought I'd just let you guys know with a one-on-one interaction with him as well. What else have we got on my notes? Yeah, that was like a big moment because I'd never shown, well, I've shown people like on a big status magic before, but it was just cool how it happened because like I've said before, I'm quite a planned person, so if I know someone's going to be there, I'd do something like really spectacular, like I'd know, but this was so unexpected and everything just happened so naturally that it kind of like creates like a really nice memory for myself. I don't know if he'll remember it or not, maybe he might, maybe not, but there's probably like a ton of magicians maybe that have showed him something, but for myself it creates a really great memory, and the photo as well that you know, lasts with that. I can say that I've met him and shown him magic as well. And yeah, I stayed there the whole night and he was there, he was just chilling on the table. Like, obviously he had to go back and forth to do other things that night, but I think when my set was finished, I was just there chilling. I was watching all these like restaurants getting awards and things like that, and at the corner of my eye again he was just sat there like he was the magician. My man was like appearing and disappearing. He was doing, I don't know, I was waiting for a rabbit to come out of like a hat or something, but yeah, he was just chilling there as well. And then he got up like at the end to give like the big award for the whole night as well. So yeah, that was pretty cool as well. I just didn't expect it. Do you know, like Bradford's such a, this is why I love Bradford. Bradford's always in my heart. Like Bradford's, the most unexpected things happen in Bradford, like the good things. So I never really would have expected Arjun to be in Bradford of all places, but Bradford's in my heart, and whatever happened that night, it happened, and it all turned out really well. So yeah, got the picture with Arjun as well. I gave his manager my card as well. You know, back then I was hoping, like, you know what, if before one of Arjun's sets, you know, do a whole magic thing. You know, that's the thing about giving out cards. Don't expect anything, just give it out. You know, 99% of the time it'll just get thrown away or put in the back of a wallet, but oh well. Yeah, so like the more I want to talk about this is like the unexpected things. Like I feel like because I'm such an organised and planned person, when things happen unexpectedly, that's when like the most beautiful moment happens. And I feel like maybe it could be the opposite for people that are quite spontaneous, or like doing stuff unexpectedly. Maybe like organised stuff might take them by surprise. I don't know, but I know for myself, like throughout all the events that I've done, like sometimes the unexpected things can lead to one of the most best things that can happen for you. And I made so many connections on that table. I've done about at least three or four events or projects with people on that table, just from that one night, and that was all because of Fatima Patel. So shout outs to you again, Fatima. You know, I show appreciation and respect to people who put in the work, and you know, who are just humble and respectful, kind, just in person as well. So yeah, that was a really good night. And I think, because I follow Fatima, I think Bradford Courier was meant to happen earlier this year, but obviously because of this it's got postponed. But perhaps I might need to contact her to perform when that gets rescheduled, because I love doing award shows. And yeah, a funny thing from that night actually, was it from that night? I don't know actually. I might leave that for another episode. I don't think it was from that night, because I do quite a few gigs at Cedar Court, a hotel in Bradford. I kind of like sometimes get the events mixed up. I'm sure if you guys the Asian community or people who have been invited to weddings. I'm sure sometimes perhaps you get confused about what happened at a wedding because you've probably been there 100 times before. Because I know I've been to just invited there as a family or friend for someone's wedding or party, and sometimes get confused as well. But yeah, this episode's a bit on the short side. I think we're heading up to 15 minutes. But yeah, that was a really cool, unexpected turn of events that happened to be a really good story from my point of view. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode as well. I feel like I'm becoming a bit more confident on the camera. Can you guys notice that? I don't know. I like feedback, so don't be afraid to like message me, or if you're on YouTube, comment something. I don't take like anything to heart. Like I've said previously, like anything's just good or good criticism to me. Like if you'd say, "Oh, Ricky, I know you said this, but is it okay if you could just explain a bit more in detail about this in the future," or stuff like, I'll work on it. Do you know what I mean? I really want to improve on this, and I've only been doing this since April, and it is the 1st of July today, my birthday month. Whoop whoop. And do you guys like that? So yeah, yeah, let me know, please. Even if you're watching this and you haven't seen me for a long time, if you haven't messaged me for a long time, seriously, like, just let me know. Or if you just say like, Ricky, like, cool, or just like thumbs up emoji or something, just to let me know if I'm doing anything good or bad as well. So yeah, thank you guys again for listening. I will see you all next time. So shout outs to the podcast listeners, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, etc., wherever you're listening to me on. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys can like, share the episode. If you're on Apple Podcasts listening, I've heard there's a review thing. I still need to look into that, but I'm sure there's a review section. Please send us a review as well. It lets me know. And if you send in a review, I will shout you out as well. I will show love. I've shouted out quite a lot of people on this podcast actually as well. So it'll be interesting in the future if they ever come back and be like, wow, you actually shouted me out. Yes, I shouted you out. Shout outs to the YouTube watchers and listeners. YouTube's actually quite the most popular platform at the moment that my podcast being seen and listened to. But you know, I've always wanted to do this on Apple and Spotify, and YouTube's just like the bonus thing as well. So shout outs to you all that are listening and watching as well. I will see you all next week, so have a great day or night wherever you are.